You are now listening to or watching the It Takes All Kinds podcast.
Yeah, and if you aren't, you can head over to Apple Podcasts or Spotify and listen to us now. Or head on over to Drib on YouTube and watch the video version as well.
And if you'd like to stay up to date on when we're releasing a new episode or any other fun information about the podcast, you can give us a follow on Instagram at It Takes All Kinds Podcast and on Twitter at ITAC Podcast. That's ITAK Podcast.
Without saying much else, we hope you enjoy this episode.
Why so
Welcome.
serious?
Are you guys scared yet? Oh. Are you guys scared yet?
Those hurt my teeth so bad.
Happy hat. Oh shoot! I forgot to get I was gonna get some Halloween music. Happy Halloween, guys. Guys, in case you aren't watching, I want to suck your blood. I want to suck your cock. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm not Dracula.
Oh, I thought I was in the room with Dracula.
Got you. Guys. I need a voice. I need a voice delay effect to get my voice deep as I can go. Guys, this is episode mother freaking 30.
That's how old you are, right?
Episode 30 of the It Takes All Kinds podcast. I'll pause this for a second. Thank you. Episode 30. You hear Gavin rattling his bones over there. You know what that means.
It's Halloween time.
Episode 30. Big milestone here on the It Takes All Kinds podcast. And that's huge, dude. That's pretty exciting. We made it to episode 30. We don't need to dwell on it for too long. I'm just excited about it.
Yeah.
Can't get over it.
I mean, I don't think we would have made it to episode 30 without this tablecloth. This is, oh my God.
It was a bad idea. Why are you smelling my grandma's linens?
Panty raid.
So, episode 30, not going to talk about that anymore, but it's also, when you're listening to this, October 1st, we are recording this on Monday, September 27th, but when you're listening to this, it is the first of our Halloween episodes, October 1st, the first day of Halloween. Did you know that October 1st is the first day of Halloween?
Yeah, just like how December 1st is the first day of Christmas, right?
Christmas. It will be for us. So get out your pumpkin. Get your pumpkin pails out and set the candy out for a goblin to come get.
Did you put batteries in this or?
No, I can't. I need to get a different screwdriver. I don't have a small
what are you
enough
cheap or
screwdriver.
something like?
Well, I just don't.
No, I get it. No, it's okay.
My brain just doesn't work. My brain just doesn't work, so I keep forgetting to get a small screwdriver. But it's Halloween now. We're in the Halloween era of the. Oh God! Don't. Oh no! No, I knew you weren't. I knew you were just playing.
Table.
I knew you were just playing a little. I knew you were just playing a little prank on me. So it's the first episode of Halloween for us, where all month long, every episode, we will be talking about ghosts and goblins. I'm just kidding. We'll talk a little bit about Halloween, past, present, and future. Gavin, what do you think the future of Halloween costumes is?
Frankly,
going to be Rick and Morty and Elon Musk this year?
everybody's gonna be imposter.
Oh, good point. And Fall Guy. Or was that last year?
That was last year,
That
but
was
they're gonna
last
do it
year.
again.
Why not?
Let's do it again.
I'm going to be Fortnite. I'm going to be the game Fortnite.
I'm gonna be the Balenciaga hat
Christmas.
from Fortnite.
Yeah, we can talk about that.
Yeah, we can.
Balenciaga and Fortnite did a collaboration.
Yeah, and then they made a giant billboard
Yeah.
in Times Square.
In Times Square with a New Year's balls drop.
Where's news balls drop?
Where a new ball drops.
You know, every time I think of Times Square, I think of The Post, that movie that we saw.
Why do you always think about that movie?
I don't
It
know.
was not a good movie.
It
Hold on,
just-
I gotta stitch up my grandma's blanket. real quick.
it just bothers me so much that we spent money on that fucking movie.
We had a great time though. We have lots of great memories from that.
It was funny just because Quinn was like, "What is this?"
Yeah, Quinn didn't know. I mean, I kind of knew, but I don't know if I could tell you anything about the movie anymore. Did you catch a crab? Gavin and I are on the deadliest catch.
Yeah.
God,
God, there's so many. There's so many.
And I want it dead or alive.
Head on the line.
I don't know what that is.
No, that's what I thought the lyrics were. I was like,
Head on
the
a line?
Head on the line. Yeah, dude, my head's on the line.
My head's on the line.
Head on the line.
Head on the line.
I'm not kidding. That's actually what I thought it was. Dude, I think you caught something.
Yeah, is this like a spesdis?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm like, there's so many. Why does this paint taste so good?
Gavin, I'm doing as best as I can.
Funny.
So it's Halloween now, so we can talk about everything that scares us. What scares you, Gavin?
Bridges.
Bridges over troubled water?
Uh-huh.
Do bridges actually scare you?
They used to. Whenever I'm riding in someone's car, and we're driving over a bridge. See, I'm just so scared.
Driving over a bridge.
It just scares me a lot because there was I don't know if you remember this, but there was like that news story, like a bridge in Colorado collapsed and then like a whole bunch of people died.
I think so.
Yeah, that was like a big news story in my head, like a much bigger problem in my
when you're
head.
a child.
Yeah.
or
So
younger.
So I was really deathly scared of bridges, and they also scare me because it's like somebody could just drive off. And
But that's not you driving
it's
off.
not. Anyway, that's what I mean is that somebody who's driving would just drive off.
You have a lot of what I like to call empathy. I knew someone who was really scared of bridges too. And like anytime I was on a road trip with
I was
them.
also scared of just friendships. No, I was kidding. Like those theoretical.
before
bridges
you
that
go
we
on,
built.
Carson, you know what used to really scare me? Friendships. And, those bridges we travel over
Yeah.
and friendships whenever we're
Yeah, no, I
crossing
mean,
over tough times with each other.
Yeah, like burning bridges. Like those scare me. Building bridges? Are you kidding me?
Gives me the
But yeah.
GV-heebies.
You should have. Whenever they were building that bridge and they had us drive on the left side of the bridge,
Oh, that was weird.
that was freaky.
I didn't like that
I was
at all.
so scared.
Yeah, 70
Yeah.
when they were. Dude,
I was so scared.
I hated that.
I don't think
I'm
anybody.
drinking another
boo-
limited edition Mountain Dew.
Voodoo.
Mountain Moo.
Voodoo.
And it's the Mountain
It's
Dew
voodoo.
Voodoo.
Doo-doo.
And it's really good. It's mystery flavor. I think it's cherry limeade. My brother said he thinks it's fruit punch, but I think it's cherry limeade.
Here, give me a tape.
Here you go, dude. I'll water for you. You ready, dude, to catch? What am I scared of, Gavin?
Yeah, what are you scared of, Carson? Does anything fear? What
Does anything
fears
fear
you?
me?
What fears you, Carson?
I'm kind of.
What
I'm not
say
scared
you?
of heights. I'm scared of falling.
Yeah, no, it's like I'm not scared of the dark. I'm scared of what's in it.
I'm not scared of the dark. Turn the lights off.
I'm not.
But
I'm not scared-
don't actually turn them off.
I'm not scared of heights. I'm afraid of falling.
No, I am. I am like actually. I have like a fear of like falling.
Yeah. I think that was mine. I have every fear in the book.
Like I have nightmares about the Grand Canyon. I'm not even joking.
I've
The
thought
thought
about
of
that.
getting too close to the
Yeah,
Grand
and then
Canyon
falling in.
really scares me.
Even though I haven't been there,
I went there when I was a young, and I haven't been there back.
and then they dropped you off of a helicopter into
They
the
dropped
Grand Canyon.
me off.
Yeah, into the helicopter into a Grand Canyon.
When I was
7.
6 months.
Uh huh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, You should just go skydiving just to get over the fear.
I think I it's weird because like I would go skydiving. I'm not gonna like, let's make a plan, let's go skydiving. It would have to be for something, or someone else would have to be like,
Well, like for
I'm
charity.
going skydiving, I'll plan all this out for you and you just go, and I'll be like, I'm fucking scared of shit, but yeah, I'll do it. Now bungee jumping, not in a million years. Would never ever bungee jump. Literally have no desire to do that.
What?
I've
thought about
thought
it.
of that horrified.
I thought about it.
I would skydive over bungee jump any day for some reason.
My mom wanted to go skydiving with me. Love you, Mom.
I do it. Call your mom. Let's go tonight. We'll find a guy. He'll go with us, and we'll go skyddive. Gavin, what's your favorite horror movie? We can talk about horror movies today since it's Halloween. Every day.
Sixth Sense. Is that a horror movie? Does that count?
That one's with Bruce Willis, right?
Yeah.
I almost tweeted Bruce Willis's name today, and with no context, just that. It's more of a thriller. I watched that for the first time 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. And that scene where he sees the dead lady in his room,
the dead kid.
That's fucking scary.
Yeah, like I thought that I think I saw that when I was like 15 or something like that, but still.
I just saw it and that scene. I was like, holy shit, that's pretty scary. So yeah, I would say that counts. Have you seen?
Guess old timey horror film. You know, like Nightmare on Elm Street is actually pretty good. I enjoyed that movie a lot.
Oh yeah, we watched that last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually just watched Nightmare on Elm Street 3, which I told you about. I can't. It says it's recording, but it's just being weird. I don't know. Anyways, I hope it's actually recording. Yeah, I watched Nightmare on Elm Street 2 and 3 recently. 3 I just watched.
What was it called?
And
Dream Warriors?
Yeah, Dream Warriors. I watched that last night, actually. The acting in it was fucking horrible, like terrible. It was all over the place acting-wise. And so the one in this...
Did you tell who they spent the budget on?
Well, so it's weird because, like... So the guy who plays Freddy has played Freddy ever since the first one. And he's great. Robert Englund.
Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Englund.
Englund.
I think I'm saying that right.
Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Englund. Yeah, he's played Freddy ever since the beginning, and he's fucking amazing. He's super good. He's always great. But so they brought back, in this movie, they brought back the girl from the first movie.
They brought
and
back
her
Freddy
dad.
from the dead.
They brought back Freddy's dead. Freddy got fingered dead. Kind of what he sounds like. So they bring the first girl back, who is the first
Victim.
one to get haunted by Freddy, and like how the story goes into motion. And like the story is that like her mom went crazy and her mom ended up dying, but so she comes back and like she is this knowledgeable person about dreams now, but like really she looks like she's like 15 and she like has this relationship
with Freddy
thing. No, with this guy who's probably like 40. I don't know. She's just like acting like she's a lot older and it doesn't really make sense. But
that's I think that's just a trope in the 80s where they had some really old guys with some really young girls.
It was very weird. And it's just like all the acting sucked. Like all the other actors weren't. Some of them were okay, but I think if that one main girl who came back from the first movie wasn't in it, it would have been a much better movie. But she just like sucked. But like
she sucked in the first one too. She was great.
Really bad.
She wasn't great.
I really don't know why they brought her back. It didn't make any sense to me.
Because I remember us making fun of some of her lines because they were just so bad. She executed them so bad.
But so she comes back, and I won't ruin the movie, and I don't even feel like going into the plot of it, but there's just like really...
They fight people in dreams.
Yep.
They fight Freddy between dreams.
You got it. Not in dreams. So... And she actually died. I'll ruin that. She dies. The girl from the first movie dies. So hopefully they will never bring her back.
Took her long enough.
And her dad died, who ends up being an alcoholic, and he's not a good actor in that movie either. But
he was an alcoholic in real life.
So no, I don't know. He probably was. I think everybody in the 80s was an alcoholic. So. Where was I going? Oh, so the really cool part about it though is there was a lot of really, really cool on-screen effects and like special effects that were like, some of them were like very corny 80s, but they were still really, really cool, and a lot of them were just like just awesome. Because that's what like Nightmare on Elm Street does really well. It's like they always have really cool special
Nightmare.
They have really cool special effects and on-screen effects. And like they have this one where there's this girl in it who is haunted by Freddy in her dreams.
And she explodes.
And she actually what? No, I don't think she explodes. So she wants to become an actress, and so she's like staying up late watching TV to try and stay awake.
Sussy baka.
And so she's staying awake, and she thinks she's still awake, but she's actually not. And it's this really cool scene where she's watching Johnny Carson on TV interview this actress, and like all of a sudden in the middle of the interview when she's watching it, Johnny Carson changes into Freddy Krueger, and Freddy goes, I think he says something like, well, no one gives a shit, bitch, and then he like kills the lady he's interviewing. And so like she's freaking out. Then the TV just goes staticky, and like she's trying to turn it off and stuff like that.
And then Freddy crawls out through the TV.
So then arms grow out of the TV, and they have the claws, and then his head pops up through the TV with this like film around his head. And then he's like, so you want to be an actress? And he's like, well, welcome to prime time, bitch. And then he like grabs her head and like slams it into the TV, and it just like electrocutes her. So it's just like so fucking funny. It just like
shit.
it was just really cool to see.
Yeah.
Because it's just, I don't know, it's just hilarious. But
Yeah, that sounds really fucking corny.
yeah, I mean corny in like a good way. Like
Yeah.
it worked really well. But yeah, I just like I like
definitely like somebody's like that was somebody in the boardroom was like, yeah, and like what if the TV grew arms?
Yeah.
and then
it's like, and there's a scene where the main girl,
she grows arms.
no, she goes to her bathroom in the sink, and she's like turning the
arms.
water on, and then the sink grabs her hand, and then the sink,
Is that a jump
and then
scare?
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
There's not too many jump scares in this one.
Jesus, are you okay?
Oh, and so. Yeah, I don't know. I just like the way Freddy evolves in this movie, and he has some really good gags. But I loved when he turned into Johnny Carson because that was so funny. Because no one cares, bitch, and then he kills her. It's great, dude. That stuff like that was great in it, but the rest of it was fucking horrible.
Yeah, I think I think the
like,
worst part of the first Nightmare on Elm Street was the fact that like there was just so many Freddy scenes, and it was like like I really well the first time you reveal him it's fine, and then it's like more and more he becomes evident in the film, and it's just kind of like I think it's cool if they just I think it's a lot cooler if you don't spoil the monster until like the very end. I think it's like a lot cooler.
Right. I think in that case you're right, but like at this point now, like they should be showing Freddy more, and I think this one was maybe a bit too much backstory of Freddy and like kind of just replaying the story, which it's what sold the first one, so why not do it again? But I think at this point I wish they would show Freddy more, and they showed him enough, but like I don't know. I
mean,
like
if it's the third movie, that makes sense. But
yeah, so but it was his moments were really funny. And
I remember the Rick and Morty character they based off of Freddy.
There's a Rick and Morty character they made off Freddy? I didn't know that. Good on that.
And he says bitch after everything.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's kind of what he does in this movie. So that's probably where they got it, because he says bitch a lot in this movie.
Yeah, he says it after everything he says.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what the second one was like. Oh, yeah. The second one was pretty good. The second one was decent. This one sucked besides like any moment that had Freddy in it.
Oh,
people died.
One of my favorite horror movies is E.T.
That's a great one. It's
so
scary when he says phone home.
Dude,
it's like, what does that mean?
I remember we were trying to watch E.T. at my grandparents' house. We couldn't get past where E.T.'s in the shed. Couldn't get past it. It scared us too much.
I actually believe you did that, actually. Yeah, people were scared of E.T. People didn't like him. I don't know if I was ever
But
scared
I actually
of him.
really like E.T. It's really a good movie. Because Justin Spielberg made it.
Justin Timberberg. Justin Spielblake.
Yeah, that's literally what I thought. That's literally what I was going to say. I haven't seen Halloween, though.
Oh, man, we need to watch it.
Oh,
So
it's the
I'm
same
up
guy
to-
who directed The Thing.
Yeah. And
And I
The
still haven't seen
Fog.
that.
The Thing and The Fog are his other...
The Mist.
No, in the fall, those are really good
Mist.
movies as well.
The game. The
Sierra,
point and click
Mist.
adventure.
Sierra Mist. Halloween's great. I'm catching up on all those movies because the Halloween Kills is coming out
Halloween Kills.
in 3 weeks.
John
and-
Carpenter's The Halloween.
The Halloween. So
I need
I'm
to make a
catching-
bootleg
I'm-
that says that. The
you can.
Halloween.
I'm watching all those, not rewatching because I'm watching all of them for the first time, and I'm up to. I just watched the 8th Halloween movie on Friday, I think Friday or Saturday.
Friday the 13th.
And that one was really good. That one's 1 and 2. Jamie Lee Curtis is in, and then after that, she's not in any of them until.
So she's on Glee.
Until 20 years after 20 years after the first one 20 years after the first one came out. And that one has LL Cool J in it. And it's called
you know what?
Halloween. It's called H2O. Cuz it's Halloween 20 years later, so they call it H2O. I'm not even joking. That's what the movie is called. It's called H2O. And then I think that the next one that I'm going to watch, which is like Halloween Resurrection, is apparently supposed to be like the worst in the series.
I have not heard anything good about that movie.
And
I
I
have actually
think-
heard of how bad that movie is.
It was either No, it has to be Halloween Resurrection. They were going to call like Halloween Online or something like that. Or I can't remember. It was something along the lines of that because apparently it has a lot to do with the internet. But Halloween H2O and Resurrection were like stealing from the Scream movies because like you look at the Scream or like Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer because those were like those were like the stereotypical 90s horror movie, which is funny because like they stole from Halloween. And I don't know, it's just funny. But
I feel like all the directors are friends, so I'm sure they're
or they're sworn enemies.
or they're sworn enemies. But I was thinking about this. We should watch all the scary movies, like Scary Movie 1,
I
2,
thought you were
3.
just talking about.
Well, we could do that too.
You know what we could do? We could just watch all the scary
scary
movies. What's your favorite scary movie? Let's watch them all.
No,
Yeah,
but I
we
mean,
we could.
You know
I
what I
haven't
mean?
seen like a full one of those.
me
ever.
neither. I've only seen clips of like
Same.
this giant marijuana plant. So
I don't even know what that means, but I love it already.
yeah. So
I love giant marijuana. You ever seen Chunky?
no, I haven't.
It's okay. It's fine. He's right behind you. Chunky.
He's wearing Jordans.
His name is Charlie Doll from
You
the
should-
Chuck Play movies. Charlie Doll. He's wearing Jordan 3s, a Mr. Rogers t-shirt,
You
and
should
a
put him on
Lee.
the set for next week.
I don't think there's room unless we do like a King Kong situation where he's hanging off the side, catching Mary Jane from falling down.
Catch you, Mary Jane.
Speaking of giant marijuana plants,
Save it, Mary Jane.
I think so. My favorite horror movie of all time is Carrie from 1976. That is my favorite horror movie of all time.
Wasn't there like a remake of that recently?
Yeah, in
recently-ish?
2009, I think, and that's apparently really bad. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I think I remember.
But the original, in my opinion, still holds up. There's one really, really cheesy scene, though, because John Travolta's in it.
John Travolta's in it.
Yeah, and he talks a lot like this. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Lisa, we got to get out of here before Carrie comes and kills us. And we're going to get this bucket of pig's blood and drop it on her head at prom after she wins prom queen.
She's never
Lisa?
she's never gonna see it coming.
Oh, watch out. You got to cut footloose. So there's this really cheesy scene where John Travolta and this other girl, who is like his girlfriend in the movie, are in a car, and they flip the car. And so in the scene, they're going like, whoa! And then they're literally doing an effect where they're taking the film and spinning the film. So it's like you see the black screen around it, but it's just the scene like spinning. Like, you know what I mean when I say that? Like if this was the picture, but there's still like,
Yeah, the black bars are moving
yeah,
with it.
No, the black bars aren't moving with it.
Oh
The black
god.
bars are still in place, and the scene is spinning because they're flipping the car. And That's like the cheesiest part. That kind of like takes you out of it for a minute. Other than that, it really holds up. I love that movie, and I think I'm gonna watch it again.
I think we need more scenes like in that Space Jam scene where they go, they have the gun. Yeah, they have the gun.
Yeah.
I think we need more. We need more like that.
We need more like that. I need more like that.
It's true. I think we need more scenes like that where it
Let's do it.
completely unimmerses you from the film. I think we need a lot more of those.
Well, when I get into
Yeah.
the movie world, I'll make sure to add things like that.
Yeah. We're like editorials will be like, why the fuck did they add that to the movie?
Carson Rolfe adds in a 30-minute scene of a man spitting into his newest feature film.
Spitting directly to the camera. Yeah. In slow motion. It takes up literally 30 minutes of the film. But
it's shot in 10K.
Yeah. But it's 15K, so it looks great.
It looks gorgeous. You can see
every
molecule of spit.
You can see every pore on this poor old man's body.
Oozing
and cruising, baby.
Oozing and cruising while this man
Sandy.
spits into the camera.
Sandy.
Hey, Lisa.
Lisa,
Watch out,
we
Lisa.
gotta go. We gotta go dump the big blood on Sandy.
Who is Sandy?
From Greece.
Oh. Well, they dumped the pig's blood on Carrie. And
They gotta dump the pig's plug on Gary.
pig's plug.
The pigs, they gotta grab the butt plug made out of pigs
from Carrie.
from Gary.
Lisa.
Sandy. I can eat a cow right now.
I don't even know what I could eat a car.
I could eat a cow right
I
now.
could eat a cow right now. So
I could eat a cow right now, Sandy.
I haven't eaten in 7 weeks.
No,
Lisa.
In Greece and like, does John Travolta seem really that gay in that movie too? Because the fact
I don't know. I haven't seen it, to be honest.
No, I mean just like in Carrie, does he also seem like he's pretty gay? Because he seems really gay in Greece.
Like, you think like he's acting like he's gay?
No,
Or
I
like, what do
thi-
you mean, like gay?
No, I
panic
think he's
kinda
just a
thing?
gay guy.
You think John Travolta's gay?
Uh huh. That's a hot take. I'll take it. I'll
take it.
take it.
I don't know. To be completely honest with you, I'm gonna say no because I didn't think that when I first watched it, and I'm pretty outspoken.
Pretty outspoken against gay people.
Exactly. I use slurs. I don't care. No, we're just kidding, of course. No, that wasn't something I
No,
thought about it.
that's not something I dinged him for.
It's not something that's not a trope that I would give Ron Travolta.
No, I don't know. You know what they? Oh my God, his legs are so bent. Carson just popped the leg off this poor skeleton man.
Playing with toys. I'm playing with toys.
Carson,
during the show.
put your toys away. We are at school.
Fine.
Dude, I remember in 5th grade there was this kid who brought an entire backpack full of cars.
What
of
kind
like
of cars? Matchbox?
Like
Hot Wheels?
Hot Wheels cars, like an entire backpack full. None of his schoolwork, just an entire backpack full.
Why? Did he
In
get in
8th grade?
trouble?
No,
8th grade?
No, not 8th grade, 5th grade,
Oh.
sorry. And he opened up his locker and he's like, Gavin, look at this. And I looked at it. He had this whole huge backpack full of Matchbox cars.
I wish it would have just fell
And
over
then-
and spilled out.
And then, like, 2 years ago, I saw him in the Canes drive-thru while I was working at Canes. And I was like, and he knew who I was and I knew who he was, but
Yeah.
I don't think he knew what my name was. So he was like, hey, what's up? And I was like, hey, how are you? And then all I did was swipe his card, and I was like, all right, talk to you later. And then it was funny because I was like, I don't think he knew who I was. And also I remember him as a kid that brought an entire backpack full of Matchbox cars.
What if he drives up and he's like, yo, Gavin, look what I got.
Yeah.
He has a book bag sitting next to him and it's filled with cars.
Like, it was like, oh my God.
And then he starts going on the dashboard.
No, seriously. He was like, he had seriously brought those to class.
Wow. Is this somebody I would know?
No.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I never did. My friend brought edibles
is
to
this someone
school
who I
in
know?
8th grade.
I think I know who it is.
Yeah. He brought edibles to school, and
I
then
remember-
he
I
stunk up
think-
the whole hallway. And someone said, "Why does it smell like weed?" And we were laughing. I didn't do any of them though.
I think that
not
same
that
kid.
time.
I think that same kid also showed up to gym class stoned. We had like first
Yeah.
class. He was really stoned.
In middle school or high school?
High school.
Okay, because there was one time where he got high before school, and he got so high that someone, according to him, fed him a meth crystal before school.
You can never,
That was after I was not friends with him anymore.
you can never tell with those guys.
They're so silly, aren't they?
I remember there was this kid in 8th grade that also like was posting like him with like an asthma mask on, but it was like for weed. Like he
Oh,
was, like-
wow.
yeah, he was hardcore,
Sheesh.
and he like posts like wake and bake.
Rest in peace, Pop Smoke.
Wake it, bake.
Mm-hmm.
Do I know that person too?
I don't remember his name, so
Well, if you think of it, tell it on the air. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Don't do that, dude.
I remember like he would post on Facebook. He was like the only person that ever posted on Facebook, and it was just him like with a mask on that was straight up weed.
I didn't even know people had those. Gavin, what did you think about Evil Dead, which we watched last year on La La Lean?
I honestly, I think we started watching it and then we walked away.
Oh, true.
So
Walked away because we were horrified. Just kidding. I love
I
that movie. That movie's great.
that movie is like definition of like what I wanted all of my like at home movies to look like. Like whenever I would make stuff like in our backyard and stuff like that was what I wanted movies to look like.
That's what you wanted that Littlest Pet Shop video to look like?
Dude, we don't talk about that.
I don't know what you're talking about. I love that movie. That's one that you definitely need to watch because it's really, really
It's really
fun.
long.
I think it feels longer because it's very secluded. I mean, I guess it's longer.
It feels long just because like it's like scary thing.
Yeah.
Scary thing coming after me now. Scary thing. So
Yeah.
scary thing. Oh my gosh, scary thing.
But it's kind of like
it doesn't escalate in my opinion.
yeah, because it's like very well, first of all, it's like a comedy horror, but then on top of that, it's like kind of like I would almost consider it like a psychedelic horror movie in a way, because like things will seem normal, and then it's like, whoa, how the fuck did that happen? Especially in the second one. The second one is fucking really weird. That one doesn't hold up because, well, I mean, it's fun. I still think it's fun, and I need to rewatch it. But yeah, I love Evil Dead. That one makes me feel happy. The second one is definitely more like horror comedy, whereas the first one's like, yeah, I can see this being
The
like
one-
an actual horror movie.
The movie that comes to mind whenever you said horror comedy was American Psycho.
That one's
That
great.
one's
I love
that
American
one's
Psycho.
hilarious if you watch it as a
Yeah.
comedy. Really funny.
It's a great movie. That's an awesome movie.
Really funny to watch.
I need to watch Fright Night. I still need to see that. I need to watch this. So this is
Trapped
is
in time,
this is
surrounded by evil, low
this
on
is in Evil Dead.
gas.
This is in the Evil Dead series.
Really?
This is technically the third Evil Dead movie, if I'm not mistaken. Army of Darkness.
Army of Darkness.
I don't really know how it connects to the whole series, but yeah. Yeah, we can step away from horror movies a little bit. We can, talk about it later. This is the first episode of Halloween.
Hog Doggins.
That's my favorite ice cream.
Yeah.
You ever had Hog Doggins ice cream?
Baba Booey.
Pee pee poo poo.
So, I was on Instagram earlier.
Rest in peace, Pop Smoke.
Rest in peace, Pop Smoke.
I was on Instagram earlier, and I noticed this about a week ago. And then I went to this person's account, and I realized, oh, okay. So Trippie Redd, famous rapper, has only been posting pictures of feet. He's deleted every picture off his Instagram and has posted 5 pictures of feet. And that's all his Instagram account is. This was the first one. There's
12 million followers, by the way.
a blunt on the ground, and this
Oh, that
has
was a
almost
worm.
1 million likes.
That was a worm.
A blunt with his feet,
That's a worm.
and then no, it's a blunt. Telling you that's a worm?
Yeah, it's a worm.
That's a smoking blunt. Here's another picture.
You know,
His feet and 4 blunts.
the
4
smoking,
worms.
The smoking blunt, like the one in Watergate.
And then he posted a picture of his shoes and lots of money. Show the camera. This is what he posted 2 hours ago. What love looks like. His feet and another foot. Sorry if this goes a little pornographic.
And he's just giving out this content for free.
Yeah, when I first saw that first one, I was like, oh shit, he should be putting this up on OnlyFans. And then he posted this. I guess maybe
Dude,
these are, like,
he's
song
got like
lyrics or
clown
something.
shoes.
Well, those are Rick Owens. So watch yourself. A famous designer. Cool shoes. Yeah, they're really big.
Famous designer that also makes clown shoes.
Famous clown. Shoe. Yeah, so I just found that really interesting.
Something I found really interesting.
Tell me.
I talked to you about this a little bit before.
Is that what you found interesting?
This is an article from Politico that said that the title is Covert Postal Service Unit Probed January 6th Social Media. So I guess the Postal Service has like a covert... sorry.
Just don't touch it.
They're on my records.
Wait, who did you say this story was about?
The Postal Service?
Wait, hold on. What is happening? You said it's about who? Who'd you say this was about?
The United States Postal Service?
You said the Postal Service?
Uh-huh. Is that a joke? Is there a band called...
The Postal Service. You don't know the Postal Service? I thought you liked them. I thought you liked the Postal Service.
You're going to get a DMCA takedown.
Oh, I will here soon because I got something else planned, but I'll probably cut it out.
But yeah, anyway, so Covert Postal Service Unit probe January 6th social media. So not that band per se, but
Per se.
Basically the US Postal Service did like their own research and like looked up stuff and like stalked people's internet presence to make sure that they weren't like cross posting between like Parler and other like right wing well, I guess technically it could be right wing political apps where people just talk about violence and stuff like that. So basically the United States Postal Service was also going to different apps and following people's like internet presences and then posting like bulletins. I don't know where, but no, they sent the bulletins to law enforcement agencies around the country and would just send them to different authorities, and then was just like, okay, time to go count mail.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and so then the House Oversight Committee was like, maybe we should look into this. They're like, how did you guys like hear about any of this?
Yeah.
Like the Postal Service, this was following the January 6th insurrection and whatnot.
Insurrection.
Yeah, they just super bizarre story. It's really weird because like obviously you wouldn't expect the Postal Service to do anything, but it also supports that like the government's gonna surveil no matter what.
Yeah.
Big Brother, not like Big Brother type surveillance, which is kind of
it's
like
the Postal Service.
they deliver my mail. How could they be any? How could
mail?
Yeah, well, they also didn't want you to protest anti-lockdown, or they didn't want you to protest the lockdowns or protest 5G because they knew about that too.
So why? I asked you this earlier. Why did they? What were they surveilling for in the first place? Why did they even have that going on?
Its stated mission was keeping mail deliverers safe. So it was supposed to be like preventing like another Unabomber.
Yeah.
Like you said. Like you had said that.
Okay.
And that was like the point, was that they were supposed to like keep mail deliverers safe so that somebody could be plotting against a mail delivery person and then like shooting them as they deliver the mail.
I love that the first thing that shows up is from Yahoo News.
Yeah.
And it's from a document obtained by the Yahoo News.
Mm-hmm.
Who is like, oh, we need to get this to Yahoo. You know what probably happened in my suspicion is that somebody was like, hey, I got this crazy story about the Postal Service, U.S. Postal Service,
Not the
like
band.
tracking,
Not the band.
not the band. I muted my computer. The U.S. Postal Service tracking people with their own like tracking thing.
I mean, they have their own tracking tool. So to
oh,
speak.
true. Yeah, but that's different. And
Sorry,
he probably went
plugging back
around
in
and
my
like
pacemaker.
pitched that to like CNN, Fox, whatever.
Allegedly,
And they were all like, "Yeah, we don't really have much to base off of here." And then he went to Yahoo, which was probably like his last, he or her's last choice. And they were like, "We'll take it. We'll take it."
they were going to be the Post.
Exactly. The movie or New York? That was about Watergate.
I know, that's what I mean, is that they thought this was going to be the next Watergate.
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 What a great.
But yeah, so basically,
To me, this feels like a very, I don't know.
the government tried overseeing it, so they know.
Because it's just weird because, so Yahoo posted about it on April 21st. So this has been out for a minute. Business Insider posted April 21st. Reason.com posted about it July. The Guardian posted about it in April. EFF.org posted about it in July.
I mean, it's just like
Ah,
a lot of really weird stuff that just kind of happened during COVID that just because it could.
yeah. So it
And
seems like a
this was-
story that's been out for a little bit. How did
Yeah.
you hear about it now?
I was sitting in class and then like this popped up on my notifications and I was like, what?
Why are you just not getting notified about it now, though?
It was
This has been
posted
going on
today
since
at
April.
4:30 a.m.
On what?
on the Apple News thing. Apple News app just came
Really?
up.
That's bizarre. Yeah, because I'm seeing
And it was
like,
just like, whoa, what?
back from the beginning of this year.
Yeah, this is like this is supposed to be like a
Is there like an update? What is the article you got from Apple News on your phone? Oh, I think I have.
just the name of this article, just this. And this is just like
and
it's
what
not
does
supposed
the
to be
article lead to?
the political one I'm reading.
That was posted today?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's supposed to be like a compilation of all of those articles.
Wow,
Because
that's
it mentions in here the ABC and Yahoo News one.
weird. I just wonder why they would be choosing now to post about it.
But
I
I
don't
think the update is that like the House committee looked at it into it, and the House Oversight Committee, which is supposed to be like, hey, is the government over like doing too much?
Mm-hmm.
And even the government was like, whoa, hey, and the FBI was like, hey, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait
whoa,
a minute.
hey, whoa.
Yeah, hey, let's.
And then they were like, hey, whoa. And then he was like, whoa,
Whoa.
hey. So nothing's really come from it.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like an update of like, well, they looked at it.
Yep, they looked at it's no, I mean it's not an update. This is literally just like a hey, this is how everything this is the whole story. It's not an update. This is just like this is the whole story and we published the whole story.
Okay.
It was just something weird that popped up
No,
and I
it
felt
is
like
weird.
it was compelling enough
Yeah,
that it was
'cause I
like
didn't hear about it at all, to be completely honest with you.
me neither till I saw it
So-
pop up.
Don't
So,
trust the don't trust the postal service. They'll track you. They'll track you and then
They
they'll lose
will.
your packages
Uh-huh.
or they'll rip them up.
yeah.
They'll rip your packages up. That's only happened to me once with a package I sent out.
I've seen those videos on TikTok where like people order vinyl and then they're folded in half
Ugh,
to fit in their mailbox.
it's so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, nothing like that. It was just like a package got like ripped open somehow, and then it got like stains on it, but ended up being okay. And the guy who got it was really nice about it, and he didn't ask for a refund or anything. Well, it's interesting. Yeah, if I had more time, I would have read up a little bit more about it because I am interested to know why they're tracking
They'll figure it out.
or spying, I should say, not tracking. My bad. But like we were talking about, it's probably to prevent. They're probably doing it for like another reason, but then for some reason it's like seems to be going too far, and now other higher ups are like, "Why are you doing that?" What's
Yeah,
the
they were
reason
just
for you
kinda like,
doing that?
Sure.
Yeah. Well, that's bizarre. Gavin, I have a couple of fun things here because my what you're listening to for this whole month of October are going to be all Halloween related stuff, whether it's like, horror soundtracks or just kind of Halloween adjacent music. I would like to talk about other music too that I'm listening to now, but I might not do it all the time. But today I'm doing it in this way of kind of showing you some like weird, I don't know, just some like new music I'm listening to that I'm like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, it's just like really interesting to me that these like artists are from the same people, but they're making like two different kinds of music. And it's like both kinds of music I like, but just like two completely different types. And I feel like it's cool because like on one side of it, it's like music I really like. On the other side, same musicians pretty much, but it's like music you would like in both of these examples. So one of them, it's from two different bands that have similar members, and the other one is the same guy on the same album that just came out last year. So do you know the band Minus the Bear? I feel like you would know them.
I've heard. I think so.
They're like a here. Let's read a little bit about them. So they're indie, all indie rock.
How many tires can we put on this band?
Yeah, all indie rock, subterranean. Let's look up
blues, jazz inspired.
Blues, jazz adjacent.
All we had to do.
That's right.
Look at us.
Look at us. Let's see where. So, Minus the Bear wasn't, because they're not. They stopped making music in 2018 and broke up. Minus the Bear was
Ugly breakup, really.
Ugly as hell. Was an American indie rock band formed in Seattle, Washington in 2001, comprising of members of, and then I'll get to this part in a second. So let me see who these people were. Oh, wow. Oh, this gets even more interesting to me now. Okay, so let me... Thank you for the interlude, Gavin. God, that's just too loud, I think. I think that's just too loud. Hold on, I'm doing some research I should have done earlier. So that guy is not... Excuse me.
What the dog doing?
Baba Booey. Baba
That
Booey.
guy
Baba
isn't
Booey. Baba
here.
Booey. Baba Booey.
Oy, 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 oy.
Oi, 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 oi. Baba boy, oi, oi. So they
Why would you say something so controversial yet so brave?
okay, so sorry, this is going on way longer than it needed to, and it doesn't even need to. So so Minus the Bear is this indie rock band that I think you would really like if you don't already know them, that I actually had heard of but hadn't really listened to much.
Yeah, I'd heard of him before you.
Okay, we can prove that later. But the reason why I'm even bringing them up is because I have started watching this YouTuber who does a lot of stuff relating to like punk rock and hardcore music and stuff like that. Believe it or not, as much as we've been talking about that. And
Hardcore stuff like waking up in the morning.
like porn.
Oh.
No, hardcore music,
Oh,
hardcore punk rock, baby.
Goes back to the roots.
So he did a whole video a couple days ago or a week ago about one of my favorite bands who I've talked about on here before, Under Oath. And you know how they kind of were like the first of their genre, but actually not really when you look back on it. And then he mentions this band Botch from the mid to late 90s. Borscht. So Botch was a 93. They were like, so they're being called metalcore and mathcore, and I would agree with that. They are metalcore. They're mathcore because they're like their rhythms are like very weird. And so I started listening to them because like he played a song and compared it to an Under Oath song, and I was like, whoa, that's like so familiar, and that's from the 90s. Like that's crazy. So I like listened to this whole album called "We Are the Romans" by Botch. And it's just crazy. And so I started reading up about them, and it said that quite a few of the guys from Botch, when they broke up in 2001, went on with two other punk rock kind of metalcore bands that split up at the same time and formed Minus the Bear, which like Botch is like metalcore heavy shit, and Minus the Bear is like this poppy indie rock shit. So I'm gonna play you a Botch song, not the whole thing, but just a little bit of it, and I'm gonna play you Minus the Bear song. Actually, I'm gonna play you Minus the Bear song first, and then I'll play you a Botch song. So this is my favorite Minus the Bear song. So skip ahead a little bit.
Math rock. Where's the math rock come in?
I'm not doing no algebraic equations. What do you think of it?
Yeah.
You like it?
It's okay.
Yeah, I really. You'll have to listen to the whole song because I think that song's great. That song's called. So also, Minus the Bear songs are so weird, named wise. This one's called "Absinthe Party at the Fly Honey Warehouse."
Okay.
So,
have you ever had absinthe before?
No, I know you have though.
I have. It's really weird.
So that's a Minus the Bear, and a lot of their songs are like that. And this is a couple of the guys from the band.
Borscht.
Before that, were in this band Botch, and this is a song by Botch called "To Our Friends in the Great White North."
Both.
So just like completely different.
They were tired of living that hard life.
Yeah, and then they did. Which is, it's just so weird to me. So that like blew my mind recently. And then I was recommended, or somebody recommended that everybody should listen to this album by Greg Puciato, I think it's how it's pronounced.
Dude, you can't say that.
Excuse me. He was in a band. Have you ever heard of the band Dillinger Escape Plan?
I think so, actually.
They were kind of like a metalcore-ish band, and I think he was the lead singer and like maybe bass player or something. And so one of their songs is called Milk Lizard. I think you would actually like them because they're not super heavy. And so
I only like moderately heavy things.
I like just like 10, 20 pounds.
Yeah.
So anyways, I think he split up from the band.
Something I can lift.
Yeah. I don't know if he split from the band or if he's just doing his own solo stuff. I think actually the band is split up now. So he came out with a solo album back last October, I believe, or sometime last year. And a lot of it's the same. It's like really heavy stuff and then like 1975 pop style music. So I'll play you one of the songs I really like. And this album's really good. It's bizarre as hell, but I like it. So this song is called A Pair of Questions by Greg Puciato. So it's like very poppy.
Math rock.
Not everything is math rock, Gavin. So it's like
Yeah,
very
that's good.
poppy. And
I
then
like that.
This is a song from the same album. This song is called Roach Hiss. So already really heavy. We'll skip to the end. No. Trying to find the part. Where is it? Sorry. So same album. That those like half of it is like shit like that, and then the other half is that like really poppy stuff.
That's range.
That's rank. So, anyways, I just felt like sharing those two with you, just because like it really interested me to see those two all in the same week, and I thought you'd have fun.
Yeah, I mean, I think
listening to those.
I think someone that also is like that is Jack White, but he stays in like the same genre for the most part. It doesn't get any harder than just alternative rock.
Yeah.
Alternative rock.
Alternative rock.
So
Hampton.
I like that I really that's interesting. That's super.
Yeah.
That's I guess, I think that is genre like genre defying.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it's like, it's the same thing where like I'll listen to that, and then I'll go and listen to like bedroom pop. I'll listen
Yeah.
to like,
That's exactly what it is. It's crazy.
and it's like I mean, that sounds right up my alley, and I'm glad that he did that on an album. I might
Yeah.
just go listen to that album, to be honest with you. But
Yeah, so it's Greg Puciato, Greg Greg, simple enough. Last name Puciato, I think it's how it's pronounced. Puciato, and the album is called Child Soldier semicolon or colon. I think it's a colon.
yeah, colon.
Creator of God.
Wow.
So like the first half is heavier stuff. It doesn't get super heavy. I would say Roach Hiss and do you need me to remind you are like the heavier songs, and then Creator of God is also kind of heavy. But the first song, Heavy Heaven of Stone, is like a really beautiful acoustic song. Oh, Fire for Water is really good too. Anyways, this isn't what I'm. I mean, it is what I'm listening to, but it's not my recommendation. But again, it just like blew me away because it's like it's really synth heavy. There's a lot of samples and stuff like that in it. But like I said, it gets super poppy, like A Pair of Questions, Evacuation, super poppy, Through the Walls, super poppy. You would also really like Temporary Object. That's a really good song. Yeah, it's just crazy. And then it was just funny to like hear two different bands with the same people do completely different stuff, and then hear one artist
From the same first band.
from like in his own solo project on the same album doing two completely different genres that don't even like make sense together, but it's just like cool to see them on the same album because it's like two different sides of what I
That's the thing
like.
is that I feel like a lot of artists just are afraid of going outside of like what their fans like.
Yeah.
And you know, it's a little bit different if you're a solo artist because obviously if somebody's listening to you and you're a solo artist, they should know that like you were in that genre and now you're in this one and that you have friends in this one and whatnot.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it's like, okay, I'm done with this project. Now let me show you what I can do.
Yeah, and I think
go on.
I would do that too. Like
Yeah.
I'd be okay with just putting
Same.
completely
I love
random
that.
shit on the same album.
Yeah, and I think it's cool because it's like,
Allows
I
them to
ended
be creative.
yeah, I don't know this guy's background too much. I really don't know much about him, but like, I know the guys in Under Oath, not to bring them up again, but both lead singers, the drummer who's the lead singer, and then the actual lead singer who does like the screaming vocals and stuff, they both make most of their money from writing pop music. Like they write pop music for other artists and like well-known artists. Like I think one of them just did a song for, you know who Oliver Francis is? He's like a pop, maybe rapper artist. I don't know. But so I think they wrote a song for him and just like other pop artists. It's just like, it shows you like what all they can do and what they're capable of. Like they're just like really solid songwriters. You know what I mean? So, and that always, I just love that this album. I think it's just crazy, the range on it and everything like that.
Oliver Tree.
No, not that one.
What was the name? Oliver. What?
Oliver Francis. I could be completely wrong, but I believe Aaron Gillespie from Under Oath wrote a song for him. But anyways, so yeah, just cool stuff in the music world that I'm finding out of, and I feel like I'm getting even more deep into music right now, which I love, and yeah.
You're getting more into the history of it.
I'm figuring out everything about music. I'm figuring out how to write music. I'm getting down with
You're
the
fingering
notes.
music.
I'm fingering music. I'm getting whole notes. I'm getting half notes. I'm getting quarter notes.
You're getting half notes.
I'm sleeping with triplets. If you know what I mean. All right.
All right.
Well, let's move this. Do you have anything else you want to talk about? I kind of dominatrix that a little bit. But
No, I mean, that's it.
I was just really
I'll
excited
talk
to
about
share
what
that.
I'm listening to this week. Then.
Yeah, let's go into what you're listening to, and we can wrap this baby up and put a bow on it and give it
I
a
am
kiss goodnight.
listening to, still listen to Glow On by Turnstile. Still
Same.
listen to that album.
I'm learning the bass line for Blackout right now.
Mainly just because it's like the only one I have downloaded on my phone for the most part. So, and I'm out of data, so I can't stream
course.
anything new. But it's still
course.
really good. I
Yeah.
still enjoy it. I just wish it was a little bit longer.
Did you buy it using your Apple gift card that your grandma gave you?
Yeah. Um, but I listened to Turn Blue by the Black Keys. You know, I actually just had my CPR class yesterday.
I know, that's what I'm imitating. Oh, we didn't even talk about anything that we have going on. We can talk about that after what we're listening
Yeah,
to.
but anyway, so I'm recommending Turn Blue by the Black Keys. Same band that I've always listened to, basically.
Jeez, move on, dude.
But I
Spread your wings.
I saw them on this tour, and I think that this album played a critical role in just like my music taste because it brought me more into the softer side of music and like the bedroom pop stuff.
Aww.
Not that I didn't do it myself, but you know, like Apple Music started pushing me in that way, and then once I got to college, I got Spotify, and that really opened my eyes to that. But
Yeah.
No,
but I get what
the
you
Black
mean,
Keys. This album was this album's a little bit more synth heavy, a little bit different sounding, and I think a lot of fans really hated it. So that's why they waited 4
That
years.
sounds about right.
They waited 4 years to write their Ford commercial music again. So this was the album where I think Dan, the guitarist and lead singer, and only singer actually, was going through like a divorce or something like that,
Oh shit.
and I think he went to the studio to like feel better about it.
Yeah.
Then they went on tour for like 3 years, and then or like 2 years, and then they took a break, and then they wrote an album. Probably
And
while
now
they
they're
were
nowhere to be found. I'm just kidding.
well, they're touring. They're doing a world tour of America where they're touring like Athens, Georgia, and like stuff like that. you know?
Oh,
Yeah, funny.
fun.
They did it before, I think, but yeah, it's just like this album is really good, and they started out so fast, or like just so good with it, because the good part of this album, it's very bad at English, but
Very bad English.
basically the Weight of Love is like the best song on this album, and it's the first song straight out the bat. It's a 7-minute long like guitar like epilogue, like just epic.
Yeah.
And it's really good, and I really enjoy listening to it. One of my friends from theater actually got me like a sound profile of it, so it's like the Black Keys Way to Love, and it's like the whole like
Oh,
yeah, it's pretty cool.
we're like a poster.
Yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's nice of that person.
yeah. Shout out Lizzie.
Yeah.
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 Is that song like the most notable, well-known song by them? Like off the album? Like would everyone agree by that? Is that like the majority thought that song is the best off that album? Like listening ship wise, view count, listening count.
I think so.
Okay.
I would say Fever's another one.
Oh, I've heard that song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think those two songs are like the two singles, really. Well, there's
Okay.
3. Turn Blue is another one. They
Mhm.
played a lot. But yeah, I
Listening
just
to
like
the
that
album.
whole album. And I remember listening to Fever for the first time on my short bus ride in 8th grade.
Yeah, there you go.
So
There's some tales we can tell at some point. Well, that's cool.
yeah.
As I mentioned, I am going to be doing Halloween related what I'm listening to, because I do listen to Halloween related stuff during Halloween time, month of October, end of September,
Into Christmas,
into Christmas, past Christmas, year
Thanksgiving.
round.
Yeah.
Mostly Thanksgiving.
He
So
mostly puts on ambient music. During
that's true. It's a lot of whale sounds a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be recommending music that I listen to around Halloween time. So soundtracks of horror movies, I don't know, just other Halloween, like I said, Halloween adjacent music. And the first, what I'm listening to this week for the month of October is actually what I'm wearing. Can you read what that says?
Scream 3, the album, 2000, Wind Up
Well, you don't need to
Entertainment.
read all that.
Oh.
I didn't. I just meant like that.
Oh, yeah, Scream 3, the album.
So Scream 3, the album. Now, Gavin, you may be asking
The album.
yourself, why is it called the album and not Scream 3 soundtrack? Well, that's because none of these songs are in the movie. These are all So a popular thing around this time in the 90s, early 2000s was
It's just a whole bunch of rap music.
no rap songs.
Oh.
But so that's actually funny because I'm going to mention that. So a lot of albums in the era of like the 90s, early 2000s, or a lot of movies in the 90s and early 2000s would have a soundtrack that was actually scored for the movie. And sometimes they'd have like a Green Day song or a Korn song or, whatever actually in the movie. But the soundtrack was just the scored music. But then they also, for whatever reason, probably just to get money, would come out with a album for the movie, which was like, here's a bunch of songs that we compiled that we really like that we're going to put on this album, put our name on it so we can get profit off of these artists that are popular right now.
So,
so
this was like the kids' bop of its time?
I mean, it's not Kids Bop because it's the original artist, but sure, whatever you want to say.
No, that's what I call music.
Yeah, there you go. Literally, exactly. Even though they were around at this time too. But so I think all of these songs, besides the last song, were made. Well, it was probably even made for their own album too. But the last song, which is a song by Creed on the album, the music the music video I think has scenes from Scream 3 in it. But the rest of the songs are like songs that were just on this album by this band that they were like, let's put it on this album as well.
I'm making a song
But-
for Scream.
For Scream. The thing that is annoying about it is that they remixed or remastered a lot of them. Not remastered, remixed a lot of them. So they're like a specific... they're like the same song, but they're mixed a little bit differently. And some of the songs were for the benefit of it, and then other songs were like horrible for it.
Yeah, like they remix like Hotel California. Like that's an instant classic. They remix like Stairway
With
to
screaming,
Heaven.
Hotel California. So, like one of the songs on this album, I'm not going to tell you every song, but there is 18 songs on it. And I would say like
Compilation album.
a fourth of them are good, and three-fourths of the album suck garbage trash and are by bands that you would be like, huh, to. So one of the songs that is a classic by this band is Wait and Bleed by Slipknot. And
Yeah.
here, Slipknot. Here, I'm still... They do that song. So it's a
A
classic
classic.
that was off of their second album, I believe. Right? I think it was on Iowa.
Yeah.
So-
I'm still alive. Yeah.
So Wait...
I'm still alive.
So Wait and Bleed, I believe, was on their second album, which came out in 2001. This album came out in 2000 when the movie came out. And their mix of Wait and Bleed is horrible. So, like, throughout the whole song, the singer of Slipknot, Corey Taylor, pretty much screams all the lyrics. And the way they mixed it so he's, like whispering it pretty much. And it's horrible. It sounds absolutely horrible. But one of the songs they did good on remixing was Dissension by Orgy, which is my favorite song off this album. And I love Orgy. Orgy's a great band. They do like some weird proggy synth heavy music. And I think the original mix of Dissension isn't great. There's parts of it I do like, but I just think the Scream 3 mix of it is just way better. So that's my favorite song and one of the songs I'd recommend off of it. The song that I think might have been written for this album was Is This the End, which is by Creed.
Hey.
And that song is actually really good. I don't like Creed at all, but that's a good song. It says Scream Edit, but all of these are like different. I don't know. First song on the album, What If by Creed, is okay. Spiders by System of a Down is really, really good. Legitimately one of my favorite System of a Down songs. Crowded Elevator by Incubus is a good song. Tyler's Song by Cold Chamber is decent. Not amazing, but it's better than a lot of other stuff. And then there's stuff by like Stained and Fuel, The Dope.
Fuel.
Godsmack, Seven Dust, American Pearl, Finger 11, like just like bands that are like year 2000. I have no idea who that is.
Y2K.
Y2K, Belvid DeBoat. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's just like, whenever they were like, oh yeah, let's bring out this fucking heavy fucking metalcore rock shit and let's put it on this album. Let's see what happens. And a lot of it's garbage. Like there's no Korn songs on there. Nope, that's Disturbed. So that's what I'm listening to. Real quick, Gavin, how was your week?
It was fine. It was really busy, and I got another busy week ahead of me.
Same. I got a busy busting.
Yeah, I got
Bussy
a
week.
midterm tomorrow, and then a
Do you
quiz.
really? Oh, midterms are this week for you, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm like 7 weeks in.
That's how Murda Jean hears stuff. On a
It
1
is.
second
It
delay.
is.
We just did it.
We just did it.
We just did it.
The green? The green?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just
busy.
been a really busy week.
Yeah. Why
then I
was
have
yours
a-
so busy? Just
then I have a
just the
quiz.
way so we did?
I have a quiz on Wednesday. I have an exam on Monday.
Why were you so sweaty that you had to go home and put a hat on? Where were you so sweaty from?
I was rehearsing, and we were walking around for an hour. I was reading all my lines.
Just walking around the
Yeah.
building.
Walking around the stage.
Do they have lights on?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you're sweaty.
Mm-hmm.
Because the hot,
Yeah.
hot lights.
I don't know. It's just all I want to do is sleep, and I'm not doing it. So it's really hard to
Better
sleep.
get on that.
It's really hard to sleep whenever you're stressed out all the time.
Yeah, it's really hard to sleep when you don't get to bed at a good time and you don't know how to, and that's my problem. I don't know how to get to bed at a good time.
Carson, that's such an easy fix. Just go to bed. Just go to bed.
Sylvester the cat here?
Just go to bed earlier.
Let's go to bed earlier. Yeah. I'm sorry it's been busy, and I hope you can get some sleep soon.
Don't. Oh well, maybe this weekend.
Hope you get permission to sleep from the
Maybe
doctor.
this weekend.
Don't burn yourself out, because I done that before, and it ended up with me in the hospital.
Put the mask on!
Yeah, just don't burn yourself out, because it's not fun, and it doesn't do good for your. It doesn't do good for the ticker upstairs, if you know what I'm saying.
Guess the old ticker pumping.
The old ticker pumping. Yeah, I'm a busy ass boy this week as well. Thank you for asking. I have my first corporate video shoot tomorrow with the company I work for.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that'll be fun. I can tell you about
You
that.
get to
after.
pose in front of the camera and you just go.
Yeah, I get to wear a business suit and go.
Yeah.
I don't know why that was the first thing that came to your head, but
That's just what came to my head.
yeah.
Is that whatever?
It's
you
actually
said.
it'll be a cool thing. I can talk more about it next week.
Yeah. So then don't bring it up this week.
All right. So then I also have something that I'm starting this week that Gavin knows about, and I also know about it.
Carson actually doesn't know about it. I'm the one conducting all of this.
Shit, he's right. So
I'm the
something
puppet master.
the pumping master. So something really, really exciting,
Willy.
really exciting is happening.
Brewing.
Is brewing.
Because it's Halloween.
So, okay, don't distract me, dude. Let me get this out. So something really cool is happening right now, and some really cool news came out about me recently. Yeah, and so something really cool.
It's because R. Kelly went to jail, so now he
Oh
gets
shoot! I wanted to talk about that too. Oh well, it doesn't matter. He's sex. He's a pest. So something really cool is going on in my life and in my world.
he's taking R. Kelly's place.
I'm taking R. Kelly and we're kidnapping him. Something awesome is about to happen, and I have, I can talk. I thought about talking about it this episode, but because I haven't,
Kelly
it hasn't
Clarkson.
happened yet.
So you don't want to talk about it.
It hasn't started. I'm gonna talk about it next week, but I'm just teeing this up because as long as everything goes to plan this week with it, I will have the information to be able to talk about it. But just know something very cool is about to happen in my life. And I mean, will hopefully benefit us in our show, and Gavin can be a part of it in certain ways that I can't share right now. But just know there might be a pretty fun episode next week, or soon, whenever I'm able to talk about it, and it'll be cool. Life is cool, Gavin. Life's pretty cool, dude. You're stressing about school, and I'm fucking living the big life.
Going to Hollywood.
All right, guys, I'm just going to say it. I'm going to be on the Guardian magazine next month. Front page. And then after that, Rolling Stone. They're going to call me up. Get me on the front page of the Time magazine.
Oh, yeah. Rolling Stones were in St. Louis last night.
They were. I wish I could have saw them.
Me
but
too.
I didn't feel like spending $70 million on a ticket.
Me neither.
Did your dad go?
No, I got invited to go by one of my friends, Bear.
What?
But I couldn't go. I had work. She invited me on Saturday night, and I was like, I cannot go. I'm sorry.
Oh, dude, that sucks.
I know.
I would have been like, fuck my job. I don't care.
No, they would have hated me for the rest of my days.
Rest of my days.
It's true.
Who cares, dude? It's not like it's your career or anything.
Right. No, you're right.
Why don't you wrap this up, because I've talked too much.
Well,
Too excited. Get too many endorphins running through me. Also, it's because I did a whole load of crack cocaine before we got on here.
Well, everybody, thanks for listening to this week's episode of the It Takes All Kinds podcast. The American Dental Association is fighting a proposal to include dental coverage for all Medicare recipients. And that's what I'm going to have to end it on this week.
And that's our sponsor for the week, everybody. The American Dental Association.
Goodbye, bye.